Continuing in our exploration of brachos leading up to Shema. We're almost at Shema, but humbled, and I'm not saying any Kedushim here, but if you take the time, boys, to focus on the words of the paragraphs and the specific paragraph leading up to Shema, some of the most powerful, some of the most beautiful phrases and psukim that we have are found there. The Torah tells us, the pasuk tells us here, we say every day in davening, Ashreinu b'sorasecha. We ask Hashem to please give us light, show us the light, and to enlighten us to our Torah. So I'll tell you, my dad has been giving his Bar Torah on the Parsha over 30 years. Bro, 30 years he gives a radio program on the Parsha. Ask me how many times he's repeated in 30 years the same Bar Torah. I don't think once. 30 years. So, thank God, what's hopefully for many of us, hopefully this year is a tease. The biggest bracha that I could give to everybody here in this room is that this year to everybody was a tease. When I say a tease, there was a thought in Torah, there was a pasuk in Chumash, there was a page of Gemara, there was something that you learned, which is wow. And that wow is something that you read. A lot of you look in this room, down books, 8 books, all different books in Hashkafa and Halacha, all different things. And I'm not telling you a Kiddush, but boys, there's so much more, so much more. That's the beauty of the Torah, is that Ashreinu b'sorasecha, there's so many more commentaries and more mefarshim and more ways and more angles in which we can understand our Torah. So that's just such a beautiful thing. We ask Hashem, Ashreinu b'sorasecha. Hashem, shed light. That's something which is a constant. That's something which is amazing. The pasuk continues in such a beautiful way. V'dabek dibenu mitzvosecha. Connect me to your mitzvos. Wow. And here it is. Just wanted to focus on these 2 words. V'yached livavenu. That's a funny word. You guys have been saying this a lot of your life. What's v'yached livavenu? What does livavenu mean? Our what? Hearts. Last time I checked, if you got both your parents are doctors. Last time I checked a couple of chambers, how many hearts do we have? 1. So what's this, a typo? What's going on over here? V'yached livavenu li'ava li'yirat shemecha. Livavenu, our hearts. So what's amazing, this theme that we've spoken about that keeps on leading up to Shema continues. If you remember, in the Kedusha leading up to Shema, we said on the one hand, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. He's so holy. Can't really reach, I can't attain. At the same time, Baruch Kvod Hashem Mimkomo. He's here, I can connect. He's Mimkomo. I can connect. God is infinite, but I can somehow connect to Hashem, who's Kadosh, Kadosh, and I'm also, he's so far, but he's so close. And there's Avat Hashem, and there's Yirat Hashem. Those 2 components. And they are conflicting, but they're not conflicting. They can coexist. And how do they coexist? V'yached livavenu. Literally, Hashem in my heart. At the same time, I can love you. I can feel so close to you, Hashem. I can connect to you. At the same time, there is yira, and there's respect, and there's awe, and there's stuff that I'm not allowed to do as a Jew, and the stuff that I gotta respect as terms of laws, and what's considered kosher. I gotta weigh in between milk and meat, and I gotta act. I have yira, just like you're driving. When you're driving, you don't go through red lights. You want to live. You don't go through red lights. You're a normal human being. If you approach an intersection, a normal person, when you approach the intersection, you're like, whoa, you got to slow down. Because I don't want to... So life is all about, there's Alva and Yira. There's Yira. There's stuff that we got to watch out. We got to be careful for. There are red lights. Doesn't mean that we walk around every time when you drive, you're so nervous. You can't look at that red light. You can look at the red light. You can deal with that. But there are red lights. That's Yira. There's Alva. So this is a constant conflict, which is going back and forth. There's a tension, which we remind ourselves every single day, and that's we'll get to it. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu. We're going to get Hashem Echad. So all this is this oneness. On one hand is all being said in our davening, and if we pay attention to the words that we say every day, it's so beautiful. We say them slowly, we think about them. It really helps us to put into focus what our role, what our purpose is in this world. Continue now with Ashreinu. Ashreinu, Yoshreinu,